gonna tell you right now, 'cause she's the one I'm thinking of. Hey, the only one I'm thinking of. Hey, she's everything I'm dreaming of. Hey, the one that I can live without. She's the one I'm thinking of. Hey, the only one I'm thinking of. Hey, she's everything I'm dreaming of. Hey, the one that I can live without. Can live without. Time after time after time, I'm wondering who is she to me. I'm gonna tell you right now, 'cause she's the one I'm thinking of. Hey, the only one I'm thinking of. Hey, she's everything I'm dreaming of. Hey, the one that I can live without. The one that I can live without. You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly cutting my ties with you, that I'm done. Here's what you don't know. Feelings, they grow slow. I've just been caring for mine. Now I can feel it. Now I believe it. Baby, tonight is the night. I'm gonna call you up in the name of love. Gonna call you up and tell you that I'm not giving up. In the name of love, I'm not giving up. Get on you. In the name of love, in the name of love. In the name of love, in the name of love. You think it's easy, yeah, falling in love, well, maybe for you. I think it's crazy, oh no, but I'll be damned if I'm not a fool. Here's what you don't know. Feelings, they grow slow. I've just been caring for mine. Now I can feel it. Now I believe it. Baby, tonight is the night. I'm gonna call you up in the name of love. Gonna call you up and tell you that I'm not giving up. In the name of love, I'm not giving up. Get on you. In the name of love, in the name of love. In the name of love, in the name of love. You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly, no, 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 cutting my ties with you, that I'm done. But I'm not done. I'm gonna call you up in the name of love. Gonna call you up and tell you that I'm not giving up. In the name of love, I'm not giving up. Get on you. In the name of love, in the name of love. In the name of love, in the name of love.
So if I stay, would you be lying to me? Got away. The memories are our mistakes, we can never make it true.
Well, hello. Good morning. So good to see lots of familiar faces pouring in. Welcome, guys. And also, welcome to the newbies. Good to see you here. Hello to everyone over on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. We're not on Instagram today because we can't live stream on Instagram because it cuts the video. So we're not there. But hello everywhere else. If you're here with us live, drop us a hashtag live. And if you are watching on the replay, let us know. Drop us a hashtag replay. Because to be authentic and transparent, the more comments and things we can get on these videos, the more it will get pushed up through the algorithm and reach the rebels that are actually on social media right now, scrabbling to try and find the live stream. So help a rebel out, comment, like, and also if you feel called to, please share. And to those of you here on Zoom, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Caroline, welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, my love. It's so good to
Thank
have
you. Oh yeah, I haven't been here for a while.
You haven't. Welcome home. Caroline is back
Oh,
on holiday.
holiday from my holiday.
Holiday from your holiday. I'm just going to stick a
trying
spotlight on us quick.
Oh lordy, I'm trying to share. I was making a joke about like, oh my goodness, it's been so long. How are you? But because we've literally been on Zoom with each other all day, because that's what we do.
All day. And
So
it's
I
only
am
10:30. It's only 10:30. And we've been on Zoom a lot. Yeah, we've got a lot of things that we're planning this month. It is our 4th birthday month. And if you are stumbling across this video for the first time, you have no idea who we are or what this is. This is episode number 201 of the Rebellious Business Show. We changed the name of it. It used to be called the Rebellious Business Network, just in general, but this is episode 201. We've been going for 4 years with consistent episodes every Wednesday at 10:30. My name's Cordelia. I founded Rebellious Business, and this is Caroline. She came and joined on board just over a year ago now to help me run this thing, because there is so much to do, so many ideas, and yeah, we're just getting started, let me tell you. But it is birthday month because we launched March 2020, and the purpose of all of this was to keep people connected through times of social isolation, because social isolation doesn't have to mean social disconnection. And so that's why the Rebellious Business Network was formed, and it took off. And in fact, I count, even though Rebellious Business, you know, the company and the sales and, you know, running the business has actually been going on since 2017. I count our birthday from the first episode of the Rebellious Business Show. And the reason being is because that was the day that changed everything. Why? Because we started building a community, and we started bringing people together, and we started to really take off. And I say we, it was just me back then on my own. But within a couple of months, I had a team. Within 9 months, I'd been speaking on stages about building communities and running networks and getting clients. I had been winning awards. I've been featured in the media. I had been building a team. I had a team of 3 by then. And also, you know, we got to 6 figures in sales as a result of all of that, all of the above, which was just super, super exciting and an amazing achievement. 4 years later, we are still going strong, and we've got so many plans, so many cool things up our sleeves. But this month, because of all of that context, it is community building month here at Rebellious, and we have got so much content, so much to teach you, so much stuff planned in and around helping you launch your own tribe, because I believe strongly that every business needs a community, especially if that business is run by someone that loves people. So drop a yes in the chat if you're here for that. If you're here for having your own tribe, you're here for having your own community, and you love people. You're in your business because you want to help people, and bringing people together is a way in which you would love to do that in the form of having your own tribe. Wherever you're watching this from, drop a yes in the chat. Or if you're feeling super enthusiastic, let's have a yeehaw in the chat.
Why
the hell
I think that's
I
think that's a really important point to make. The biggest complaint I hear from our tribe, our clients, and just the people around us is, especially with service-based business owners, coaches, consultants, agencies, web designers, you know, the brand specialists, they love what they do. They are exceptional. They know they are the tits, basically. And the issue they have is connecting with people and getting clients and getting their message out there. And yeah, we want to help you learn some essential marketing skills that is not for, you know, the crazy marketers out there that know everything. It's just like some essential skills that can really move the needle and help you elevate your voice, your brand, your message, so you can reach more people. And this month is Communities Month. So we wanted to help you build communities, which is a big deal for us. It's a really big deal for us. It's like one of the things I love about Rebellious Business is we have a relatively small Facebook group. Like we have a relatively small audience compared to those influencers out there with tens of thousands of followers and, you know, some even in the millions. But what I love is the quality of our audience. Like we are just so supported by our tribe as the leaders of the community. Like that's an amazing feeling to not just have like a community that you can monetize, but it's also amazing just having such a close knit group of people that have your back. It's really phenomenal. So that's something that we want to talk through on how you can create that for yourselves. And as per Rebellious way, we are prioritizing relationship building and creating meaningful connections. That is kind of the essence of everything we do. So everything's a tactic, right? You can build a community, you can do some quick win marketing promotions, you can, I don't know, monetize a Facebook group, but everything you're going to learn from us always comes down to building relationships. That is the rebellious battle cry, really. So yeah, back to you, Courtney. Well, God, what an encore. No, not an encore. What a return. You can see I've got some fire. I've not spoken at a screen for 2 weeks, and now I'm like, God, someone get this microphone away from me.
She's been released from the depths of holiday. I don't know what's going on today. I feel really jerky. I've just tried to change my camera over, but I think my computer
is
needs
it the camera or is it
restart.
you? Are you like?
Well, I'm robotic today. It's me. I've been taken over by AI. But yeah, no, super excited for this. And I thought what would be really fun is to just give you the backstory of this in terms of community, because, well, there's a lot of context here and there's a lot of really interesting stories. I mean, this isn't actually me and Caroline's first community. We'll get to that shortly, but having yeah. There was a community that inspired me once upon a time, and once upon a time, yeah, it really inspired me. So just to give you the context, like as I say, our birthday, I actually started this current business in 2017. Like if you look us up on Companies House, it wasn't incorporated in March 2020. But the point is that actually what happened was I had a business before that. Like back in 2015, I ran this business. And let me know, guys, how many of you here, drop a number in the chat, how many businesses have you had? Like regardless of whether they succeeded or not. Like, is this your first? Just type the word first. If you had multiple businesses before, like drop how many you've had. Wow, John Denny's leading the way with 8 businesses. We've got
I don't know. I wonder if I could. I mean, actually, what do we count? Do we count incorporated businesses? Do we count like what counts?
That's a difficult one. There's some grey areas there, isn't there? I guess like,
you decide. You get to decide.
Niches, like maybe niche. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've definitely had at least 3. I guess I could cut this business into 2 and say, well, I was affiliate marketing and then I was selling my own product, but it was the same business, the same company the whole way through. But yeah, the point is that a lot of us have had multiple businesses, which means that potentially you guys, you failed at a business once before. Is that right? Have you had a business before that hasn't gone how you expected and it kind of failed, like it kind of bombed and you decided to do something else? That could be for a number of reasons. Number one, you weren't passionate about it and actually you had a wake-up call. Oh, someone's saying it was stolen, not fail. I mean, oh, gosh, that sounds really awful.
Business bandit. No, that's not actually funny. Sorry. Like, yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. We have a
there was a
thing. We have the business bandit. Anyway.
Caroline's like
Sorry.
an excited dog right now.
I am.
Then there was then there's like, you know, so okay, it may be that you weren't passionate about it. It may be that no one was buying the thing and you just couldn't figure out the marketing of it. It may be that it was stolen. It may be that you actually decided you hated it and you decided to stop running it because you had this process of evolution where doing that showed you what you didn't want to do and then gave you an idea of what you really did want to do, right? That's what happened to me. I started this e-commerce business and it was tangible. It was like, yeah, I can do this. I can buy some shit and sell it on the internet. I mean, that'll work. That'll be fine. We can do that. And I ran that company for 2 years. It was called Toy Ride. It was not an adults services or toy business. It was actually selling ride-on toy cars, you know, like the Mercedes, you know, all those kind of toy cars, the little Lamborghinis. We had it all going on, little Ferraris, all of it. And we were selling them online. And I flipping struggled. Like, it was so hard. Everything down to getting that first website set up. Actually figuring out all the shipping fees and writing copy and listings and just everything, because I was completely on my own. And the process of evolution was that I discovered that I hated it. The reason why I hated it, I'm such a person, I would say. Go on.
Because you were on your own.
Is
that it?
Yeah. I mean, I was supposed to go into a business with my ex-husband and, you know, it was going to be, that's a whole other story. I really was on my own. My business partner was like dormant, sort of like
whole other
prioritizing watching TV. But there we go. It's a whole other story. But yeah, I was on my own. And I don't think, you know what it's like? It's like when you don't realize how hard something was or how much you were struggling with something until it's over, until it's done, you know? You come out of it.
So do you think
that was hard?
Well, oh God, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I do know the story of Toy Ride, and yeah, it sounded like we'll have to do a whole episode on that. We actually did do an episode. We did do a little interview on that. People should check that out because that was an absolute, yeah, it was a train wreck. I kind of wanted to say a truck wreck actually, but anyway, basically, what I'm interested in, like, what reason do you guys want a community in here? Like, is it because you want it for your business? Is it because you want it for, like, I don't know, a sense of community? Like, what are the reasons you guys want a community? Because we've been actually talking about who we want to serve and like what the best value we can bring is. So I'm actually interested to know, everyone here, if I assume you're here because you want a community, maybe you just want to get involved in our community, which is absolutely fine. We love that. But yeah, why do you want a community? Do you know why, Cordelia? Do you know why the people want a community?
I have, well, from the people that I've spoken to, there is a whole mixed bag. So some people understand the power of community and what that can do for one's brand. Other people want a space where they can provide a supportive environment for potential clients in, say, the coaching space or the trauma space. Other people want to just really help people, and it's a great method to kind of like gather people and help people en masse. I think, you know, there's a whole mixture. We've got a couple in the chat. Someone saying build peer-led support. Both reasons, marketing and belonging, cross-referring. Advice and to bounce ideas. I think that might have been. But yeah, so let us know, drop it in the chat. I think the thing that inspired me to launch my community is the second business that I started was just so completely different to the first one. Not only was it something that I was actually really passionate about now, like I really discovered a passion in marketing and learning marketing, in helping other people learn marketing, but there was this real sense of community in this new environment that I was in. And I actually went all the way to Arizona, which is where I met Caroline, to a business event. And it was there that the community vibes kind of really took off, because this was a digital online learning platform for learning marketing, for learning affiliate marketing. And we were attending webinars together, and there was this really amazing kind of culture. And I used to think the guy at the helm was like God. I was like, how on earth have you managed to create such an incredible culture in this community of like 3,000 people? Like, it really was a sense of community in there. And when I went to the first live event, I started meeting people. I met Caroline, I met Dan Holloway, I met Alex Smale, I met loads of people that are still friends today. And we were just supporting each other, and we were friends, and we were just a group of people who wanted the same thing, that had the same kind of vision, the same set of values. And we were just like, we had all this common ground, and it was powerful for me as a business owner. And that inspired me to launch my own community for my leads, clients, people who were, wanting to learn from what I had achieved, for that reason. But just to give some context as to like why that community was so powerful and why it was so profound, it wasn't just because I wasn't on my own anymore. Like, I had people to ask questions to. That community literally held me through some tough times. So it was part of being in that community, I came to the decision that I was going to leave my husband. I needed to get out of that relationship. Like, it was toxic, it wasn't supportive, it was holding me back, it was making me miserable. And I came to that decision to leave my husband. I then became homeless because I had to move into a caravan if I wanted to leave him. He wouldn't let me have the house. So me and the kids lived in a caravan because it was the only space available to us to move into immediately. And we did that, and we lived in a caravan for 6 weeks. I had people bringing me stuff in suitcases. Like, I had people come and visit me whilst I was in the caravan. I had the community behind me. And then on top of that, once I got into a house and I got settled, I had a major car accident. And there was like, the community just supported me. And I don't know if I would be where I am today if it wasn't for that community. Now, there's two sides to this and why I mention it. Number one, there's the community that you are a part of. Having that support, having people around you, having people that think the same as you, that have the same vision, that have the same values, that have the same kind of integrity, that want the same kind of thing. Having that crowd of people around you is so powerful. It's the reason why we kind of have the Rebellious Business Network, and why we create and foster community inside our own programs, because I know how pivotal that can be in your journey. But then there's you stepping into leadership and having your own community, and using that as a way to bring people together and support people that are needing the support that you give as a part of your business, as the solution to people's problems. So there's like two sides to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, so I'm interested, like, how do you classify the Rebellious Business Network versus the RIA community? Or do we have like, or are you saying like, so we've got your community, as in like, so let's say we're not spearheading the Rebellious Business Network, but we're just members of the Rebellious Business, we're rebels, but rebels that aren't, head of the community. And then like, so there's that element, like being a part of a community. Then there's also having your own community, like a Facebook group, for example, which I wonder how many people here have a Facebook group already with clients or with people in it. That'd be really interesting to know if you guys already have a Facebook group. And then also, because I was looking at, I was doing a bit of research into communities. A lot of people, when you refer to communities, are talking about communities like on Mighty Networks or on Teachable, where there's actually behind a paywall. So there's a few different ways that communities can be leveraged. Yes. So Rebecca Nichols says, yes, a free group. Do you have a free group already? It'd be great. Let us know what that is. So my perspective is that in our community, I love that. Claire Ford, yes, free group with 2,000 people. That's awesome. This is my kind of perspective, that most of the rebels, they either haven't got a group at all, or they have a free group. And they're like, yeah, they're part of the Rebellious Business Network. They already see the crazy power of a group, and perhaps they've not even like been necessarily integrated into a group like we have. Like, we have been in some broader communities, and then really enmeshed ourselves in those communities and created really, really powerful relationships, aka each other. So yeah, I'm interested, like lots of people just starting out, like creating communities, or are you looking to build communities behind a paywall yet? And I would say that is a more advanced strategy. I'm presuming we're going to get into how to create a digital community at the sort of zero stage, and like how do you get into that? Like, what do you reckon?
I think you need both. I think you need a free community, and you also need a paid community. Reason being is that this will change as your business develops. But if you are running group programs and not everything you do is one-to-one, then you need both. If you have passive products, I would suggest that even with like digital courses, for instance, you still will really benefit from fostering some kind of community to go alongside those. So I would say that community actually needs to run through the entire business, from the first touch point right up until beyond graduation. I am really jerky today. It's very annoying. Let me just try and do this.
Stop drinking so much coffee.
Well,
oh, and for anyone who's listening on the podcast, it's Cordelia's video that's jerky, just in case that's not
Cordelia's video is jerky. Anyway,
I watched the podcast back. I listened back to the podcast the other day, and there were some things where we, like, I don't know, brought up visuals or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, we really need to remember that we have a podcast. Guys, we have a podcast as well, by the way, in case you'd like to re-listen to this, which you should, because it's edited and polished
and easier to listen to, because we take the fluff out. But so community needs to run the whole way through. Now, that's not going to happen from the minute you open the doors on your business. But it is something that you can inject if you're already an established business, and it's something that you can do as you build your business, right? But what I mean, and we could separate this into free group and paid group if you like. So the free group is essentially you are building a tribe, you are building a community instead of focusing on just building a following. So it's not about how many Instagram followers you've got and how many, YouTube subscribers you've got. You want to start looking at that audience as a community. And, you want to basically, there are some principles in and around what the difference is between those two things. Like, what's the difference between 1,000 followers and 1,000 people in my community? Is it a Facebook group? Not necessarily. So we'll get into that. But then in terms of your programs, if you can foster a sense of community in your courses, in your coaching, in any way in which you serve your clients, then you're going to create a higher level of retention, because you'll give people a reason to hang around, because they feel like they are a part of something, and leaving will mean that they kind of leave that thing they are a part of. Okay, so it's not just a passive kind of like one or like a one-to-one relationship. You've got to create a multi-dimensional relationship. So they have a relationship with you, you have a relationship with them maybe, but either way, they're building that relationship with you through video, through watching your content, through reading your blogs, through engaging with you. But you've got to create a space in which they can engage with each other and have this sense of community. And then that is going to increase retention in things like memberships, in things like courses, in any recurring revenue things, but also just in terms of your anything paid, from the sort of lower ticket stuff like courses all the way up to like your masterminds, right? And everything in between. So yes.
So let's talk about our previous experiences of communities.
Well, yeah, it's not our first rodeo.
This is not our first rodeo.
It's not.
Actually, not even just in terms of like we have an original community, which I have an embarrassing situation with, but I also had a community prior to joining the Rebellious Business Network as well. I'm pretty sure I own a few Facebook groups, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I wanted to use Facebook groups to make friends when I was living in Bristol. I think I actually, do you know what? I think I got like 20 people in that Facebook group, which I was really disappointed with at the time. But now I think about it, that's like 20 friends. Like, why was I disappointed about that?
Interestingly, my first Facebook group was before we had our joint one, which was of the same cloth. Like I did this on my own and then I brought you in and we did one together, but it was the same thing. Or we might have done ours and then you left and then I did one on my own. I can't remember, but either way, I've done this a couple of times. The first Facebook group was a paid one, right? So me and Caroline were affiliates for a digital marketing community. And essentially what I did is I used a community to nurture if you're in network marketing, think of it as your team. Because, and by the way, for the network marketers, this is really powerful for you guys, right? This is really powerful. This is what I had really good back-end conversions. The affiliate marketing thing we were a part of. And before anyone goes, sounds like a pyramid scheme. It wasn't. Okay. Just leave it there. But basically what it was that we were selling like a course, like an educational program. And then they would spend £100 a month on that educational program. And then there were like back-end upsells. Okay. So I figured out that in order to get people hitting the touch points that they needed to hit in order to receive that upsell pitch, if you like, and then say yes to that and do the upsell, and then I would get a chunkier commission. What I needed to do was nurture people so that they would get to that point. So I created this package that basically just bolstered the affiliate marketing program. Like it's not my product, it's their product, but I bolstered it with some private coaching. So what I would do is I would say, right, if you come and join this program, you're also going to get 6 weeks of one-to-one coaching with me. And I would just basically have a half an hour call with them every week to just check their progress and make sure that they're getting to those touch points they needed to hit. But I would also have this community and I would run weekly calls into this community in the form of a Q&A. And so the Q&A would then answer any questions that they've got, be a support place. But not only that, they were seeing each other on Zoom, meeting each other and forming friendships, which was really, really powerful. So I had that group, and my back-end conversions were great. Like they were really good in terms of the conversion percentage. And it was because I created that kind of support framework for new members coming in. So me and Caroline had this group, and we had this weekly called like Cordelia and Caroline's private soiree. It was like,
no, it was the Q&A soiree.
Q&A soiree. It was the private group and then the Q&A soiree. Yeah. And
yes.
that was,
and actually that was when I was first introduced to your like insane work ethic, because I like, yeah, you just did so much, and I was like, well, I'm not really keeping up with this. and that was the downfall. Probably I take full responsibility for that. But what's really interesting is this kind of leads into the first element. Like wait, hang on. No, the first element is the concept, and we've kind of covered a few concepts, right? So you've got to figure out where in the stage. So let's like instructional, like, you know, we're doing this very anecdotally, but like instructionally wise, like what's really important to sort of look at is like the purpose of these groups. Like what was the purpose of all these groups? And like Cordelia said, it runs throughout the entire business. So depending on where your like potential let's say customers for now, it could just be like, you know, this could be a passion project, or it could be just some way to support people. I think I created my first group, or like at least the copywriting group, because I actually wanted to grow as like, I just wanted to grow a bit more of a profile, if I'm honest. Like I didn't necessarily want to have a business. That wasn't my focus, even though I was trying to learn how to build a business. That's why I probably didn't do the best in that world, even though I did all right. Anyway, so the purpose is like what I'm getting into is the concept. What is the purpose of this community existing? And you can either have people existing after they've bought your product. So they are your coaching clients. They're going through your curriculum. They are like, they need a place to ask questions about what's going on. And this doesn't have to be your product. It can be someone else's product. So for instance, we were in affiliate marketing. They bought the product that we, you know, through our affiliate link, and then they come into a group and they ask questions, and then we answer those questions to bolster that the upsells, right? If they feel supported and they want to buy more stuff because they understand what's going on, then this private community will bolster those sales. So you go, there's that purpose there. And that could be a specific business purpose. when I started copywriting with Caroline at that time, it was like I kind of just wanted to create content around copywriting, because that's where I was sort of like honing my skills. I had no intention of it turning into a business. So some people in here might be at that stage as well. You might be at the stage where you've created a Facebook group to get into something you're passionate about, something like you find really interesting, like your niche or your area of expertise. And now you're at the point you're like, oh, wow, okay, now I need to like create some engagement because I could actually turn this into a business. And obviously the Rebellious Business Network as well, which was created from a completely different purpose. Anyway, so I just kind of interrupted to get into concept, which was like our first sort of stepping stone, because I just see that we're like talking about community at all these different stages, and it has to start with the concept. Why are people gathering there? Why are they there? What are they doing there?
Yeah, and concept can be broken down into a few things. So it's the reason why your group exists. Like you need to know you need to know why you're putting this group together. If it's like, well, I've had a couple of groups that didn't work, right? And one was called the Power Mum Club. I decided I was going to teach mums who wanted to who wanted to start a business so that they could stay at home with their kids, how to do that. And I put together the Power Mum Club, but it was fluffy and it was vague and it wasn't very clear. Also, it was awful. The Power Mum Club. Oh my God, pass me the sick bucket. What was I thinking?
It's better than some of the names you've come up with.
What, quick flicks? Well, that's a story for another day.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, the Power Mum Club makes me cringe. And do you know what? People joined it, right? There are people joining, but it was dead as. I think people were in there like, I'm kind of in here, but I don't want anyone to know that I'm in here because this is like really cringe. But yeah, so there's an example. That was actually the community before the Rebellious Business Network. That one got ditched when the Rebellious Business Network took off.
So mean. You ditched your power mums.
I ditched them. They all came into the Rebellious Business Network. They were like, I'm a rebel, not a power mum. But yeah. But yeah, so
okay, fine.
That concept, it can be broken up into a few things. But this is step one. Step one is you've got to have a concept for your community. So it's okay, great. You want to bring people together, but why? Why should they join? Why should they be there? What's the concept behind it? So to figure that out, that's the reason it exists. Okay. So who's it for? Like who's your ideal community member? And what is the problem that your community solves? And that's really key, because it could be, I mean, one tribe funnel, we call these tribe funnels, but one community that we've helped someone build was for people who have experienced a lot of trauma and are ready to start healing that trauma. And so Curls, Cynthia, who is a trauma coach, she put together this group to support people who were kind of ready to start healing significant trauma in their lives. And the purpose of the group was to create a safe space for those people to come together in that healing journey together. So there's like a really strong concept, right? It's one that's a daunting community to enter, a daunting thing to say yes to, that journey, but it was really powerful for supporting these women through these things. So the reason it exists, who it's for, and what problem it solves. But then there are a couple of other things. So what is the culture that you want to create in this group? That's really, really important. You need to outline what that culture is. And when I say culture, I'm talking about how people treat each other, the kind of things people are saying in the group, the kind of behavior that's happening in the group, and also the vibe that's in the group. You want to predetermine that, pre-outline that, and be intentional about that. That's really important, because I'm sure you don't want one of those communities that become a bit of a bitch fest and become a bit of a clicky.
Unless that is the name of your community.
Bitch fest.
Yeah, I mean, there might actually
There's so
be.
many of them. There's so many of them. Like, there's so many of them. And
yeah, I mean, it's not really our kind of people, but I do actually reckon there's a real place for a bitch fest. Like, I think that's actually, I hate to say it, probably a good niche.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's say Karen's Diner, for instance. They would do great to have a Karen's community.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Everyone just moaning about something that happened today. So
Yeah,
there'll be a time and a
and
place
that's
for that.
I think, but what do you know what's really interesting is that what I was going to say is something to take into consideration is the privacy element of a Facebook group. So like some people can't see that depending on whether it's a private group or
Oh,
not.
Caroline, we're both cutting out. I've freezed.
Oh no. Am I back?
No, it's me, I think.
Oh, it's
Is
you.
is Caroline cutting out for anyone else, or is it just me? Okay, it's me. I don't know what's going on. I
might
have the
be.
fastest internet known to man. I have like the kind of internet they would have in a co-working office. Like I invest in my internet and it's being ropey today.
We
So-
invest in your internet. Mine's rubbish as well. It's probably the biggest expense we've got. Total lie. I'm exaggerating. But that internet should be not playing up. That was terrible grammar. Anyway, right. I'll continue. And we're just, yeah. Okay, we'll go back to that. So some Facebook groups could be private, right? People, so it's not just about like the concept as well, it's like the value you want to give, right? If people just want to follow you, it's not that useful because like whatever, they can follow you. But if you're in a group, there's that creation of intimacy. So there's a really cool opportunity to be like, this is a closed group. You get that privacy element, like everyone in here isn't confined in this like intimate place. Like I know that I'm like I don't know whether I'm in some groups on Facebook which I wouldn't talk about because they're personal. I wouldn't have joined them if they were public. I wouldn't want people knowing I was part of them. I don't know how revealing that is. Nothing bad. Well, I don't know. Well, there's private basically. So you can, if you're depending on what your business is or what your concept is, you might be able to create this like this private space for people as well. Like that's a really useful element of a group that you can utilize is the privacy. I don't know whoever says that. Yeah, so that's really important, the privacy element. And also what I was like, that's where it's coming from. So this idea of the bitch fest, right? If you love bitching about people, but you know that it's not socially acceptable, you're going to go to a bitch fest group. That's actually probably what I'm secretly a part of a bitch fest group, but don't want to tell anyone. I'm joking. I'm not actually at all. But like, you know, like you can go and get all the bitching out in the bitch fest group because no one will know.
Oh, I would hate to be a part of that group. I'm not coming. Yeah, I'm not coming to that group. It's not the one.
No. No, sometimes a little bitch is all right. I don't need to be in the group of it. That would stress me out. But yeah, I'm just saying, if you want to like create a space where people could be authentically themselves, this is a really good place to create that. And the confines are part of that concept. So yeah, I mean, that's just how I got on that idea because the bitch fest, I was like, that's a really appropriate thing for a Facebook group because no one wants to admit they're in it, but they have a great time inside it. That would be one heck of a community. Anyway, so.
But coming back to something that we said a minute ago about we've got a few people in here that have got groups, right? And someone's put in the chat they're struggling to monetize. Oh, it's not that easy to monetize. What I would suggest,
Sorry,
we kind of got to come back to basics. What's going on? We kind of got to come back to basics and kind of maybe unpick a few things and cross-examine a few things. And so this next part that we're going to dig into, because let's get into some steps. Let's get into some kind of valuable steps, the things that you need to focus on to build a thriving or create a thriving digital community, whether you've got one or whether you want to start one. And I would suggest that, you know, no matter what stage you're at, if you feel like monetization is a struggle or you feel like getting engagement in there is a struggle, we kind of need to strip things back, go back to kind of basics and then build things back up again, or, you know, reshape things in that way. And we have a lot more stuff coming out on this very soon. I'll talk you through that in a minute. So we're going to be a bit high level here, but then we're going to get into how you can access some steps in terms of some like real detailed steps on some free content that's coming out soon. So first and foremost, as we said, the concept is really, really important. And understanding, you know, what this group is for, the problem that it's solving, why people should join, who the people are that should join, you know, having a real clear understanding of that is super, super important. And you want to bring people together, but for what? And you need to also think about, it's not just about you helping people. I think this is where people go wrong with building communities, putting Facebook groups together. They put a Facebook group together and they go, right, I've got a Facebook group and it's about yoga and breath work, for instance, and it's going to be yoga and breath work Facebook group. And in that yoga and breath work Facebook group, I'm going to put yoga and breath work training and yoga and breath work sessions. And I'm going to create content about yoga and breath work, and I'm going to put that in the group. And the problem with that is what you accidentally created is a closed circuit Instagram page. Because essentially you've created a group that you're just going to post content in. Now that isn't a community. And that is the number one thing that I see people do. They go, right, I'm going to create a Facebook group. They invite people into the Facebook group. So they've now got a Facebook group full of people that haven't put their hand up and said they wanted to join. They've just been invited. And then they just populate that group with posts that would be suitable for a business page or Instagram or LinkedIn, etc. So
really, it has to be where people need to contribute.
Yeah, it's got to have a contributing factor to it. So we call that your posting purpose. What is the purpose for other people to get engaged in your group? Okay, you want to create a community that's a safe space for those who are starting a healing journey, who have experienced significant trauma. What is the way in which they're going to contribute in that group? How do they show up?
Can I share like my favorite tips in this
Yeah,
section?
please do. You're great at this. The posting purpose. Caroline helps our clients come up with great posting purposes. Go for it.
What you want to do is like I mean, point out the obvious, but you want to create a reason why people post. I mean, light bulb moment. And also not just creating a reason for people to post, but take away the resistance of why people should post. So one of my favorite example that I've ever come up with about the posting purpose, actually, no, I've got a few. I love them. So one posting purpose was with Doug. We got people, basically, he's the goals guy, and like he's attracting people that are into manifestation and to achieving their goals, and they're into the manifestation and visualization. And his posting purpose was that people post in the group every day to say what their top 5 goals are, so that there's this sense of community, like here's my top 5 goals. And also they have to post daily into this group to share their goals. Now, this is great because obviously it shares a sense of community, but it also tells Doug what these people's goals are as well. So if he wants to create a course or a program or whatever to meet the top goals, that's also something that's available for him to do. But also it meant that like you can share what's important to you, and also you're in this closed community so no one else can see, because goals are kind of a little bit private. And also it's got this like element to it where it's like, I'm more likely to achieve my goals because I'm saying them every day. And he set a little reminder where he's like, do you want to be reminded to set your goals every day? And he tagged you. So that was a really good idea, if I do say so myself.
It worked really well.
Thank you. Yeah. And also one of the posting purposes that worked really well in the Copyright with Caroline Facebook group, which became Launchable Ad Lab, because of the posting purpose, was a 10-day ad challenge. And we now have the 30-day video challenge. It's like to post an advert every day for 10 days to get feedback. The first advert I posted, I was kind of talking to people about how to just do an off-the-cuff advert. And the first advert I posted was like one of my self-liquidating ads. It meant that like basically my sales cost as much as I spent on advertising. Now I'm useless at scaling, so did nothing with it, but it was a very good ad. Anyway, and another posting purpose we've got is the connection template. Now, the next tip with this one is with the connection template, basically, we've got a network. We want people to connect with each other. So we've created a connection template so that all you do is you fill in the blanks and you post, and then we send that out as an email. So that is a reason for people to post into the network, but also we've taken away the resistance. People don't want to share all the time. People don't want to put themselves out there. Like it's really difficult to get yourself involved into a group. So we send out every single week a connection template. If you're not in the Rebellious Business Network, get into the Rebellious Business Network. As just for signing up, you get access to an introduction template, which is how you introduce yourself. We also have the 30-day video challenge, which helps you get better on camera. And it just what happens when you come up with a good posting purpose, an incentive for people to post is, oh, I'm finding the unmuted person. You got someone else, you got there quicker than me. It just creates a buzz without you being there. And it's great. So yeah, come up with a good posting purpose. Find a reason for people that incentivizes people to share, which is kind of a bit challenging, but maybe we'll come up with some more ideas for that in some later trainings that we've got going on. And also take away the resistance. So give them templates, give them formulas, give them like a model as well. So it's not just wacky and all over the place.
A really good example of this that all of you will have probably seen in real time. Let me know, drop a yes in the chat if you've ever been to a 5-day challenge or a 7-day challenge, or, you know, one of those challenge launches. In these challenge launches, what they usually do is they have homework and they get you to complete the homework and drop it in the group. Did I cut out, or can you hear me? But
no, we heard you.
okay, so yeah, do some homework, drop it in the group. And the reason why that strategy, thank you, my love, the reason why that strategy was created was because it creates engagement in the challenge. So what happens in challenge groups, especially like pop-up challenge groups, I mean, I've had this happen to us before, and I've just been baffled by it like the first couple of times. You create a sense of culture and create a community within 5 minutes. Like, it is nuts how this works. And then the posting purpose of the challenge gets people engaging. And we've had people that have met during challenge launches and are still friends now. I'm not even joking. Like, it's nuts how this works. And so when you think about a challenge and you kind of cross-examine it and you say, right, what's going on in this challenge that's creating a sense of community? Well, you've got a group of people that are showing up to go through an experience together. That is powerful. That is like a whirlwind bizmans. We see this happen at business conferences. We see this happen in courses, right? If people go through an experience together, they make bonds with other people going through the same experience, and they make friends. And once you've got a group that's got some friends in that group, then, you know, the whole atmosphere in there is lighter and they're a lot more engaged. But then also, not only are they going through an experience together, but there's a reason for them to engage in the group. They've all got a common goal or a common kind of purpose for being there. They've got a reason to engage, and they've got an environment in which they're able to connect with each other because they're seeing each other's posts. And that is super, super powerful. So we can take that concept and we can go, right, well, how do we do this every day in just a normal business community? How do we replicate the vibe that you get during a real buzzy, awesome challenge launch and get that into an everyday Facebook group or an everyday community wherever your community is hosted? Facebook is the best. Unfortunately, it's the best that we have available to us just now. But there are things on the horizon.
Unfortunately, Facebook. Well, Facebook is the thankfully, because that's where all our rebels are.
Yeah, it's great, but it's annoying. That has annoying things about that. Facebook does have its annoying parts.
Can I just say, I've completely forgot. Do you remember the Rebel Reach challenge? It was interesting. So we got Claire Ford said most challenges are usually in a pop-up group. We actually ran a Rebel Reach challenge. Now, unfortunately, the element of the Rebel Reach challenge is we were trying to get people to have a good reach. Now, this is a really good example of the value of the group.
Let's explain what you mean by reach a second. So what Caroline's referring to is when someone posts into the Rebellious Business Network, how much reach, how many people, how many impressions were seeing that post. We could see that data on the back end, that this post had a 250 reach, this post had a 300 reach, etc.
And unfortunately, it kind of took away from the purpose, because I thought that people could see their own reach, which means they could self-monitor it. So it was a bit challenging because we could only release here are the top performing posts that were getting reaches, so we had to sort of adjust that. But by setting that Rebel Reach challenge, the engagement in the Facebook group went up 142,000%.
Yeah, it
Do you
was
remember that?
mental.
I've probably got
Yeah.
a screenshot. We're like, whoa, it was insane. And so, Claire, you said most challenges are in a pop-up group. They are, those challenges are specifically to sell your products. You can do challenges that are in your everyday group, and they're actually really helpful. If you can have campaign challenges like the Rebel Reach challenge, we ran that for the month of March, and the engagement was insane. Because the incentive was there to, like, if you're in the network and you've got a business, you want to showcase yourself. So we gave people this opportunity to build that reach up so that they could stand out more and then sell their services. Like, there was a real value behind it. But we also have an evergreen posting purpose, which is the 30-day video challenge, and we have the introduction and the connection template. That's evergreen. So yeah, and they're all in the Rebellious Business Network group,
Also,
not just a pop-up.
I will add that although, yes, a lot of challenges happen in pop-up groups, you can do them in your main community group. And I recommend doing this. So our most successful challenge launches have been community-wide. So basically, when we launched our community, a couple of months in, we did a challenge launch inside the full community. And we did 22K in sales off the back of that. We did the same 3 months later, and we did 40,000 in sales off the back of that. Where you can't do that too regularly, because you will destroy the vibe in your community. Sorry, where you can't do that, or where doing that will destroy the vibe in your community, is where you're doing it too regularly. So if you were going to do a challenge, especially if it's the same challenge every single month, you'd need to use pop-up groups, and you'd probably have to use ads to populate those pop-up groups as well, because you'd need a constant supply of fresh faces attending them. But you can certainly do quarterly challenge launches in your community. In fact, I recommend it, because why build this community, which is basically a primed, perfect launch audience, and then go launch over there? Like, why would you do that? Like, what would be the point in that? And actually, it cuts the launch time down, because normally what you have to do when you're running a launch is you've got to have nurture weeks. So you might have 4 nurture weeks where you nurture your audience, and then you announce the challenge launch and get people into a pop-up group. With a community, you don't need any nurture weeks, because you're already doing that. So you can just have a 2-week promotion window and then a launch. And so, yeah, it cuts that time down, but 100% you can do that. Another comment here I want to mention is perhaps start a community off Facebook. Now, here's why Facebook is the best place to run a community or have the house of a community. Remember, you don't build a community in the group. You actually build a community on things like Zoom calls and live events that you run for your group that bring people together, and also with your posting purpose. And yes, that happens in the group, but it's not solely about the Facebook group. However, Facebook groups are the best that we have available to us for a few reasons. Number one, the tools we have within Facebook groups are actually conducive to enabling us to create a sense of community. LinkedIn groups don't have the same tools. They're just really difficult to get that visibility and get that constant co-creation, co-attention, collaboration happening, because, you know, you can only notify people once a week about a post. I don't know if it's changed or if it's changing, but LinkedIn groups are a bit dead. So that's one thing, is the tools that we have within a Facebook group actually enable us to build a community. The second thing is the traffic that you have on Facebook already. So if you think your ideal clients aren't on Facebook, you'll be wrong, because if they're on the internet, they're probably on Facebook. Facebook has got the largest number of daily active users out of every single platform. Think about that. That means people are coming back onto the platform on a daily basis. I think the number one reason for that, and the number one reason why Facebook push groups and why Facebook groups are one of the main and core parts of Facebook itself, is because the communities people are in bring people back onto the platform, and they create a sense of retention. So your Facebook group will get promoted by Facebook if you're getting good attention. And that means it's another way in which you can attract cold traffic. And the third point, Caroline, one more thing, is that you have on Facebook, so there's just to recap, there are the tools, there is the traffic you can attract, and then the third thing about Facebook and about Facebook groups is that you have essentially a place where your community is that is not a destination site. It is already in people's daily habits to log into Facebook. And I'm telling you, we have tried building communities in other places, such as Mighty Networks. And what that is it's a destination site. People have to physically go to a thing that they're not used to going to be part of a community. And it doesn't work the same way. We've had to bolster that with WhatsApp groups to create a sense of community, because WhatsApp is another place, and it is within everyone's daily routine to be in WhatsApp. It is within people's daily routine to be on Facebook usually as well. So you've got your community in a place where people are there already. So yeah, you can try and start a community off Facebook, but it will be, you will struggle a little bit, I think.
I love Facebook. Like I love the Facebook communities. It's just kind of done for you. Don't reinvent the community wheel. Facebook is built for communities, and it's not the first social media channel, but we're not going to go to MySpace. It's the first social media that took off storm, that's still here. Everyone's on it, even like from historically, like they can all, everyone knows. It's the one how everyone knows how to use, right? Like it appeals to every demographic for usability. It's just not the coolest or like whatever. Anyway.
But Caroline, you would be surprised how much hate there is out there for Facebook. Like people use it, but they don't like it. And there is a lot of people that love Facebook. There's also a lot of people that don't like Facebook, but they're on it anyway. So that's kind of why I get often asked, like, do I have to have a community on Facebook? And I'm like, no, but you would be missing out if you don't.
I really remember being resistant to having a Facebook community because I was like, oh, that's so lame. I actually remember that. And now look at me. Like, I know, sorry guys who are in my Facebook community. This was before the Rebellious Business Network. I remember not being very enthusiastic about having a Facebook community, and then I was proven very wrong because it was super cool, and I was totally rad. It's not. I was just joking.
So we're coming up to past. I want to give you some high level steps, and then I want to announce something massive. Okay, so concept, we've spoken about that, but that is the most, I know we've done it to death, but it's the most important element. Okay, the next thing is you need to have, so there's 3 steps. Concept, the next one is lead magnet. You've got to have, and we call this specifically a tribe magnet. You've got to have a lead magnet that attracts people into your tribe, because if you go around saying, I've got a Facebook group, I'm sorry, but no one cares. No one really wants to be a part of another Facebook group. Just in the same way, no one wants to be on another email list. No one wants any more junk mail through the front door. No one wants any more notifications. So you've got to have something in that community that pulls people in. So they want the thing that's in the community, and that's the thing that you promote. Now, the other thing is everybody loves the idea of being a part of a community, but no one's waking up in the morning going, oh, I need to find a community today. You've got to appeal to what their current problem is they're trying to solve. So what is the problem that your community solves? And you want to offer them that instead. Okay, so I'll give you one example just because of time wise. The Rebellious Business Network. I do not go out on social media and promote people to come and join the Rebellious Business Network Facebook group on a weekly basis. But I do promote the Facebook group on a weekly basis. I just do it indirectly. This call that you're on now, we promoted it. Step 2 was, great, you're signed up. Now come and join the Facebook group. Here's a connection template. Start networking. The networking events that we run, we promote the networking event, and then they join the community after that. So we build community on these calls, especially on our networking calls. And then we bring those people that we built that community with into our Facebook group. And so that builds the community, but it's also the thing that brings people into the community. So you need a lead magnet. What is the exclusive content that is happening that you're going to promote that joining your community is a part of? And then the third thing is nurturing your community members. So concept, lead magnet, and the third thing is nurturing. So you need to be creating regular content that can either be community exclusive content, or like this, where it's broadcasted everywhere, but it's also in the community. But you've got to be nurturing your members, and you need to do that regularly. One call a month is not enough. You're even going to go big here or go home. One call a month is not enough. Weekly content would be ideal. We have an entire system for just getting absolutely everything you need in terms of nurturing every element in your marketing from 1 hour of content a week. But that's for another day. But regular content, the more frequent that content, the faster you're going to build momentum. And I recommend same time, same place each week. You want to be encouraging people to engage. Nurture isn't just about you nurturing them with content. It's also about getting them to connect and collaborate with each other. So you want to have, you want to be encouraging posting with that posting purpose. You want to have questions that you're asking in that group that they can answer. You want to have also a welcome video that introduces people into the group and welcomes them in and tells them kind of what to expect. And in the nurturing, in that welcome video, this is where you're going to set the culture of the group. And we've got more coming on that, because we announced yesterday quietly, but we're announcing it loudly here, that on the 25th of March, we are going to, for free, take you through the entire tribe funnel method for building or creating even a thriving digital community for your business. And this is whether you've got a community already and you want to get it to the point where it's thriving and you can monetize it, or if you want to launch your first digital community or your second or whatever, you want to launch a new one. It's applicable for both. We're going to take you through those three key things: concept, lead magnet, and nurture. But also there's a lot under each of those categories. We're going to drill into all of those, and we're going to hold you accountable for 5 days. From Monday, by Friday, you are going to have everything in place for a thriving digital community to either be launched or relaunched. And so that is happening on the 25th of March. The Create a Thriving Digital Community masterclass series, challenge, whatever you want to call it. But we are going to give you everything over those 5 days to get all of that in place to launch or create a thriving digital community in your business. Does that sound exciting? Give me a yes.
I am super excited. Can I just say, right?
Yeah.
So you actually, did you know that you were once my coach? I was just, yeah. So you were once my coach, and you helped me turn my group, you helped me revamp my group, because it was called Copywriting with Caroline. I hated the title. So don't get bogged down on the titles. I'm sure we'll go into that. And I turned it into the Launchable Ad Lab. My favorite thing about what you taught me was about, it was the King of Things, which was about the weekly call once a week, or the weekly live. That was my favorite thing. So, like, are you gonna tell us and me again about that in more detail on the event? Just out of interest. I'm just interested.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, what I'm going to be going into, and I've just dropped the link in the chat, so there is a breakdown of what's going to be covered on that page. Excuse me. As I said, it's free. I know it's 5 days, but they're only between 30 and 60 minutes per day. And on each of those days, essentially what we're going to be going through is, number one, helping you to nail your concept, right? Number two, creating that lead magnet for your tribe. And when I say creating it, you're going to have a real clear concept for what that lead magnet is. And on top of that, you're going to set the date for the first one you do, and you're going to decide what the topic's going to be on the first couple of episodes. And so you want to imagine that it's going to be like running a live podcast into your own community. That's what we're going to teach you to do: how to run a live podcast episode into your own community, and everything that you need to do around setting that up. So there's going to be that live event that Caroline's talking about is the key thing. It's the key thing for building that community, for fostering that sense of community. And there are also some other elements around that live event that are going to be incredibly powerful for actually bringing people into the group. So there's like a whole formula that is all anchored onto the weekly live event. And so like the concept, the foundation of, did you lose me?
Yeah, you're back.
I'm going to reset the computer and the internet after this call. So annoying. The concept and the foundation of your community, the lead magnet, how to create a good one. I'm going to give you live examples of existing ones and ones that people have also created on previous trainings that we've done and taught people how to build this. And then also how to create culture, how to keep it growing, and how to, basically maintain all the elements that create a thriving digital community. So I'm going to go into all of it in 5 days, the works.
I feel like I need to do a masterclass on the promotion. No, the post purpose. I would like to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be awesome.
That'd be really fun. And I'll get involved as well. I'll get involved.
And we will have better internet. We will have
hopefully,
much better.
fingers crossed.
Get
onto Virgin.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, it is our actual birthday on the 18th of March. And we have a really fun session planned for you. So the Tribe Funnels training doesn't kick off until the 25th of March, but it is community building month. Okay. There's so much that we're doing this month. I mean, I'm speaking about community in a mastermind, someone else's mastermind this evening. Like, it really is the theme of the month here. And what we're doing next week is we're going to talk about monetizing your community. So next week is going to be for the people that have already got a Facebook group. How do you turn that into, and sorry, I hate all this money label stuff like 10K months and 6-figure coach and all that shit, but just for the purpose of, proof of concept, okay? How do you take that Facebook group and turn it into a Facebook group that is generating 6 figures in sales? Like, how do you monetize that Facebook group? How do you use that Facebook group or have that Facebook group as a byproduct of the brilliance that you are bringing to those people, generate another 100K in sales, right? Or at least another 10K, right? If you only need to have 100 people in that group to generate 10K from it, you only need 200 people in that group to generate 20K from it. And that's what we're going to be talking about next week on the show. But it is also our birthday party. We are going to be having a birthday party. I have a DJ coming next week. He's going to open out the show with like a 20-minute set that he's putting together to celebrate the birthday, the 4th birthday of Rebellious Business, the Rebellious Business Show. And so we are going to be having a flipping party next week as well. So please do come to that. Same time, same place next week.
Can I have gin? Can we do?
Yeah,
can we do it
at 10:30 in the morning? Oh no, it'll be evening for you. Go for it. Crack on.
Yeah, I challenge you to have some gin.
So I have to. I have the business coaching session with all our clients.
Yeah, but that'd be hilarious. I think they'll understand, and I think they'll like it.
Like, sorry guys, I'm drunk, but I've come up with wonderful ideas for your business when I'm drunk. No. But I think
I'm gonna. Who votes that Cordelia should be drunk on business coaching? And also, yeah, no, I'm not drinking.
How many people vote? Kieran says always.
Yes, Kieran, I know you'd have my back.
Maybe there's
Kieran,
in this. We'll just this business to a bar, and we'll just be. Yeah,
we should do like a Hot Wings episode of gin. We should do that.
Inappropriate. This is inappropriate. We've got.
It's totally inappropriate.
This is completely inappropriate. Yeah.
It's totally,
Okay. Yeah, no.
No, do you know what? I do not advocate for peer pressure. So you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And I apologize. I respect your choice of not drinking gin. And I don't want any more votes to be put in, because that is the final word. Yeah. Okay, but I might have some gin.
Yeah, someone said I tried it, too expensive. I mean, yeah, it would be if, you know, it would get expensive, wouldn't it? The bar bill. I mean, drinks are expensive these days. I will stick with
Yeah.
coffee. Coffee does me wonders. But
It
yeah,
does.
guys, I'll see you next week on the next episode of the Rebellious Business Show, where we're talking about how to monetize your Facebook group is the topic next week for Communities Month. And remember, the tribe, no, we've changed the name of it. The Create a Thriving Digital Community Challenge is kicking off on the 25th of March. I've dropped the links everywhere, I believe. So just click on that, get registered, and you'll receive an email with a calendar link to get it in the diary. 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and the 29th of March. Every single day, 9:30 in the morning. Get it done, get it dusted, get it out the way. I'm going to add in a Q&A session as well on Zoom, so you guys can come and share your tribe concepts with me, and I can help you.
And we have prizes.
And we have £3,400 worth of prizes.
Forgot about
I've
that
gone
bit.
wild on this one. We've got 5. We normally have 3 prizes when we do this kind of thing. We've got 5. Yeah, we got 5
Community.
prizes that we're going to be giving away, and they are worth a hell of a lot of money. So if you know, just do it for that. I mean, why not?
Don't worry about the people. Don't worry about who needs people. I want to have my hands on a prize. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Happy
Okay.
days.
Yeah, I'm
I
in.
think that's
Can I join? Can I be in the challenge? I want a prize.
No.
Oh.
On one condition.
Oh.
If
What?
you're home.
Oh, look at the guilt trip. Look at the guilt trip.
I'm going to create a petition. Bring Caroline Antonia home.
Hey,
That's gonna
hey,
how many people
we
are going to sign this petition? Drop a yes in the
peer
chat.
pressure.
Drop a yes in the chat if I've got a signature on the petition of bring Caroline Antonia home. Yeah, we got 2 yeses. Where is she? Bali. She's in Bali. That's why it's okay for her to drink next Wednesday, because it won't be 10:30 in the morning for her. It will be 6:30 p.m.
Yes.
Yes.
On a Wednesday, nonetheless.
On a Wednesday, on a school night. Right, let's wrap this up. Guys, thank you very much for being here. We love you guys. We love this space. We love this community. Thank you for being a part of it. We have networking tomorrow. There's so much going on this month. I can't give you all the announcements because there's just too many of them. But if you're coming to networking, I will see you tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you next week at the Rebellious Business Show birthday bash, opening up with a DJ on the decks. And leading into a session that's going to teach you how to monetize your Facebook group. I can't wait to see you there. But have an epic week between now and then. Will you?